Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our show is brought to you by NovaCopy. Now, there are a lot of companies out there who simply sell copiers. The folks at NovaCopy call that slinging boxes, which I think is kind of funny. NovaCopy does more than sling boxes. They sell copiers, yes, but they also sell printers, scanners. They even sell 3D printers, anything your company needs. Plus, they are certified to service all of those machines. No need to deal with one company here to buy it, another company here to buy this machine, another company here to service this. NovaCopy does it all. It's one-stop shopping, one-stop customer service. NovaCopy. All right, this segment is our drawing board segment, so let's go over to the NovaCopy drawing board where we have Chuck Cavalier standing there proudly, chest stuck out, ready for that Cowboys game today. We have the SEC West on the left, we have the SEC East on the right. It's kind of easy for folks to see that. I don't know why I pointed that out, but I want to step through the West very quickly here. Which programs are on the, let's just look at it this way, which programs are clearly on the rise? All right, I don't know. Arkansas is on the rise. Okay, got to say Arkansas is on the rise.
And I'm going to go with, because of just history, I think Ole Miss is on the rise. Because if you look back, Ole Miss
still recruiting well,
and Mississippi State to an extent too. Just if you look at their history for these guys, 8-4 is kind of on the rise, even though they may step back from their successes last year. These are better programs than they were.
Okay, but I mean, going into 2015, do you think
Mississippi
State's going to
be?
Yeah, can they match their 9-4 or 10-4? 9-4, I guess. Can they match that next year?
Mississippi State can't.
Okay.
I don't think. They've lost too many people.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss is going to be replacing their quarterback. I like what they're doing as a program overall, but the quarterback is going to be an issue there. So Arkansas is the only one clearly, definitively on the rise?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anyone who is clearly, definitively on the decline?
Mississippi State.
You think?
Well,
I think
compared to last year, yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm not saying
window.
one game worse. If you're in the ballpark, that's saying. But if you think they're going back to a 6-6 football team, that would be a decline.
And I want to say Texas A&M, compared to what they've done to this point, that looked like a bad football team towards the end of
They've declined ever since they came into the league. They went backwards the second year, backwards the third year. Now they got John Chavis, though. That's good. That should help.
He could stop the decline.
He could.
Yeah, but then you talk about Texas A&M. Didn't Kenny Hill, the quarterback that had such a great start, he announced he's transferring.
Yeah, but that's because he lost his slot. He's also announced he can't be that smart. He's also announced that his quarterback coach is Sean Salisbury.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. That's who he's chosen to be his quarterback guru. All right, so we only see everybody else is just kind of flatline there.
Yeah.
Strong. Okay, let's look in the East. Florida. It's hard to say if they're on the rise or not.
Yeah. I think you got to just leave them where they're at.
Jimmy, your thoughts on that one, Jim
I think
McElwain?
they will be, but that's a projection. I like this coach better than what they had, so I think they will be better, but it is an unknown.
I project Florida on the rise.
You project that, but
still.
I mean, wouldn't you think really Kentucky and Tennessee are about the only two I know for sure that I feel like those programs are on the
I'm
rise.
not so sure about Kentucky.
I'm not either. Tennessee, for
Look
sure.
at Tennessee for sure. I agree with that.
I think Mark Stoops has Kentucky going the right. I would agree with Chuck on that. I think Kentucky's heading back toward that realm where they can get 6-7 wins a year and get back into bowl games, which is certainly better than the Joker Phillips regime.
He's recruited better. But my
has.
concern is look how they finished the year. That's what worries me about them going forward.
But see, part of that, you got to look. When we said this on the show, when certain people in Nashville were saying that Mark Stoops was so far ahead of Butch Jones, we said, look at the schedule. Their schedule, they had all the patsies up front, all the tough guys at the back. You flip that, and they would have finished strong. So I've got to factor that in. I'll let you decide on Kentucky. Are they in the right direction or no?
I'm going to say for right now, no. I just think that they're one of these. Yes. I've been told that many times. I think they're just a team right now. If anything, you give them an equal sign. Yeah. Let's wait.
That's where I'd go.
But I'll tell you what team that I think is on the horizon until they prove me wrong. Missouri. I just think Missouri does things so well. They keep doing it, and to say that program is declining, I mean, based on what I thought they would have taken a step back. It's a pretty good even, though.
Yeah. No, it is even. But or do you think they're going to get better than they?
I mean, they've been in the championship game. They're going to get better than that.
Yeah, they're going to win it.
Which means that I was right about Kentucky. Go ahead.
And John, I think an interesting one to watch is Georgia because there's some unhappy feelings there. They don't think they did enough to keep their offensive coordinator. There's some friction there.
Which is hysterical considering the Georgia fan base rode Mike Bobo more than any SEC fan base since Tennessee on Randy Sanders. There has not been a more underappreciated coach in this conference than Mike Bobo, and as soon as he leaves, well, Georgia's cheap for letting him go. Rick should have fought to keep him. You're right. That has been the barking, and it's ridiculous.
And that was the SEC's team I was going to give a down arrow to. I think Georgia is sliding down just a little bit.
Everybody's interested in this Brian Schottenheimer hire as the offensive coordinator. You know, you look across the board, some of these guys you see coming out of the NFL, it's like, and they do well. So I'm not necessarily going to put an X mark next to the Schottenheimer hire yet. Okay, does anybody else see any specific, is this just, we're in Knoxville, okay? Is this Homer vision here?
No.
That Tennessee's the only one on the rise?
I think anybody around the league would say Tennessee's on the rise.
I agree.
I think people around the country are saying
Yeah.
Tennessee's on the rise as well.
I agree, but we needed to point that out for people out there saying homers. All right. Very good. So there's only 2 teams on the rise, Tennessee and Arkansas, the entire SEC. Well, that was a great segment. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about why Tennessee is on the rise. Josh Ward joins us. We're going to talk recruiting. We still got more basketball to come. Plenty more on the Sports Source. Come on back.
Follow the Sports Source online at sportsource.tv and on Twitter at SportsSourceTV.